Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a very makeshift setup for my Scrap Squad Sunday video. As many of you know, I have been struggling with a tripod that kind of gave out, and I haven't given up on trying to fix it. But so right now I've got a stack of 2 embellishment boxes and 2 iris boxes, and then a little kind of a splayed leg sort of thing that has a gooseneck holding my phone. So, and to complicate things, the room that I scrapbook in is the dining room, and it's the dining table, and someone messed with the switch to the lights in here, and the only light that's working is the circular light that I used to have my camera set up in. So it's one of those ring lights that's pointed down at the page. So I hope that's enough light. The other lights that are above that kind of gave some ambient light out in the periphery there, those are gone. So it may be a little bit dark. So I apologize for that. Today's lift is this beauty, done by Christina for Scrapbook Werkstatt, and it's a wood grain kind of down the, let me see if I can get over the light and make sure that this is on camera. It's a wood grain down the side. It looks like a 4-inch strip. There's a strip of washi or a branding strip or something down the middle there, and then all of the embellishments and photos are kind of arranged here. They've got a couple tags, and I think Rebecca did hers with a couple tags and used 2 photos. I'm gonna go with banners, and I'm just gonna use 1 photo. I've cut a bunch of different sized banners, including, I cut the photo into a banner, and then I matted it with one of the pattern papers. Everything I'm using is, well, all the papers and most of the embellishments are from Mind the Scraps October kit. And it's got like lots of bright, summery themed papers, and but there's also a little bit of Paige Evans Bungalow Lane. I'm going to use one of these birds or maybe more. I'm adding because the pictures are of Katybug and alligator. I've got an alligator that I've printed and fussy cut, and then I'll find a ladybug in there. I've got lots of small embellishments picked out, and just in case I didn't have exactly the right one or I need something else, this is the box containing all the rest of the embellishments. I'm including a lot of Bramble Fox here too, including this Sunshine and Blue Skies, which was obviously a summertime title. But I'm also, and I don't know if you can see them here, I'm also using some of the little fall leaves. I'll kind of put those in. And I'm using some of these, both the open and the closed circles. And I've got, let me put that out of the way. I've got some bows from previous Mind the Scrap kit. And I have die cut greenery out of the vellum paper that came in the October Mind the Scrap kit, and some of the other papers scraps. I've got some Dottie About flares. I've got a couple yellow ones, and then I'm going to use this little autumn owl, because the colors kind of go with the summery butterfly, right? So it's going to be a mix, a mishmash, if you will, and it's going to be all kinds of colors. And as I'm standing up here, I keep hitting the light, and that probably creates an effect that you're not overly fond of. So I'm going to sit down, get out of its way, and see if I can move up close enough to the table to actually work. I have checked the setup and determined that this is on screen. And so I've taped it down so that I can't move it off screen. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to go ahead. I have cut this out of this beautiful wood grain that came in the kit. And it is Paper House. And I'm going to look for the name. I don't think there is a name. But the other side of it is this nice blue with stars inside of circles, and I'm going to use that next, I think. Okay, I've got this kind of going in over the tape, and that's not ideal, so let me remove this tape from here, and I'm going to put it over here where there's no cardstock going. So, well, let's try this again. There's a sticker sheet that came in the kit that has these little scallops. And there's a red one, and I'm doing a fair amount of red here, including the matte around the photo, the largest piece in there, and I'm going to try to emphasize the red as I go along. So I think I'm going to pull this red bit and put it here. Odds are, the way I tend to embellish, you're not going to see much of this, but where there is an open spot, I think that's going to be a pretty color to be showing. Okay, I'm going to keep the sticker sheet handy because I probably will dip into it for some embellishing. First thing I'm going to do is put the title down, and I had planned to overlap it over here on the wood, but I think I'm going to have to do it, especially now that I've done this. I think I'm going to kind of do it out into the white space. And let's look at the original. I don't think she has a title. And, well, she's let one of her tags, the tag has a sentiment that says life is good, and that's probably her title. So I'm going to go ahead and use this space right here. Let me make sure I want to do this tag and this tag together. The pink kind of adds in a color that when I cut this out, I cut it out intending to use the pink, but decided that was too much for the rest of what's going on. So I thought I'd turn it upside down. You can still see the stitching on the tag. And I thought I'd add this to it. So spacing wise, I think this will work. And then I can do some embellishing over here to that side. And then I thought I'd have this tag maybe also going the opposite direction of this one. And then these two kind of like that, except I'm going to do it this way because this white shows up really well on the wood grain and the green shows up really well on the white. Okay, so that's kind of my idea. So let me get this glued down so that I'm sure I have room and I know exactly where to place the other embellishments. And just so you know, there was plenty of sunshine and blue skies on this day that the photo was taken. I've pulled out my, I'm running low on foam. And so I've pulled out my foam scrap storage here. Let me do this work up here where you can see. So I'm just going to use pieces of it instead of cutting. I have one or two larger things. Let's see, we were going to do it this way, right? So that is on there. Let me get some foam behind this. And I'm going to put it like that. And then I'll put a little foam behind here. Okay, and right here I thought I'd do the butterfly because it picks up on a lot of these colors and the polka dots, and that's also where I'm going to put the little owl flare. So let me get that down. Again, I'm running out of my foam tape, so my my Amazon subscription order needs to come in as soon as possible. Let me see where I want to put that. I'll go ahead and put it on there, but kind of overlapping into this space. And then the owl maybe could go right here. I had thought it would be down here, but I kind of like it up there now that we've kind of created that little open space by moving the title over. And the cool thing is, where we live, there's plenty of sunshine and blue skies in autumn. So we can celebrate both autumn and sunshine. Let's go up here and do a bit of foam on there. And you know how much it hurts me to cover up a lime green pattern, but the thing that makes up for it is there's this gorgeous splattery print on the other side. So I've loved both sides of that paper and have used them. Let me go like that. And then, so that's some stuff on there. I've got this large flare picked out, and I thought it could maybe go somewhere in here because these ends can be curled up, and so can those and those and those. But I'm not crazy about that red up so close to this red. I'm going to skip this flare on this layout. That's my last XL flare anyway, and I want it to be on the page that I use it on. I want it to be perfect. And okay, I'm pulling little things. I'm gonna add this guy right there. Those are kind of large. I like this say cheese, but I kind of want something between it and this green. Maybe I can do a sunshine. Yeah, I like that. And I'll just kind of put a small bit of foam just to lift it up a bit. Okay, and I'll put this one on a piece of foam too. And I'll put it on like that, which gets me, let me make sure I have plenty of adhesive on there because it's kind of hanging off the edge there. And that gives me room for a flare under there, a flare under there. Maybe like that, and maybe have a fall leaf, and then there's room maybe for a little bramble fox leaf on that flare, maybe like that. So we've got, and this yellow flare is one of the yellow mix in the October release. Come on. There. I'm gonna maybe have that sticking out below it with a little bit of foam. Okay, and then maybe I'll do, let me get a smaller one. This little brown one maybe. That could go sort of like that. And be coming down. Okay, a little bit of glue on it. I'm going to put the glue actually on the flare. And then carefully sneak that underneath and kind of turn it the way I want it. Okay, and then that gives me room to put maybe some of the greenery that I've cut out. I've got a white piece of greenery here. There's this, which is the this splatty print. But I don't want to go too deep into my white space. What I like about hers is that the embellishing was done vertically. And you know me, I like to fill up white space. So let me get another important element that needs to be, I need to be sure is on there, is my alligator. And since this is on foam and this is on foam, I'm going to do 2 layers of my foam tape along the little alligator there. And towards the back, and have it overlap onto the photo. And then there's kind of a shadow happening right here, which is where I'll do the ladybug. And I'll kind of pick a ladybug that's facing the right way. Maybe something like that. Okay, there we go. I'll put those away. Let me pull out the birds and see. The yellow bird is kind of facing the wrong way to be put right there. So I may have to put it someplace else, or I may have to use a red bird. The red bird and the pink bird are facing the right way. And I'm going to go with the red because the pink really doesn't, isn't anywhere. That particular pink isn't anywhere in here. And I like kind of the tone-on-tone look of that. And I can do here some of the vellum greenery. I'm going to use this and kind of tuck it in. I've cut way more of this greenery than I need, but I have, okay, I like that it's standing up there, and I can maybe sneak, just for grins, I can maybe sneak a piece of the vellum greenery underneath it. And the vellum underneath will actually kind of look like a little bit like a shadow, I think. Let's see. I've got to reach back and pull my tweezers. I'm sitting in a very different place from where I usually do, so reaching my supplies requires a different twist or turn. See, doesn't that look a little like a shadow? I like that. Okay, and I have this little red kind of thing right here that I was maybe going to try to work into this. That might be too much. I think I'm going to go with it the way it is. I need something up here. I had thought I would use this shine on there, but I've got my sunshine right there. I'm going to put the shine on in the other basket, and we'll see what we can do. I've got this Life is Better with You. I'm not seeing how I could work that in. Oh, like that. Why not? Why the heck not? It adds in the blue that's very faintly represented there, but which is definitely in this butterfly. And it still lets you see the banner. The banner's kind of still the star there. I've got this blue that says BFF, and it's pointing that way. We're kind of building up a little kind of cluster of embellishments that are actually overlapping the photo, and I like that, I think. Okay, there we go. Now I think I can work this guy in. I'm going to place part of it under the bird and part just kind of sticking out from back there. I still have a yellow striped flare that could maybe go right up here, and I can put one of the smaller embellishments on it. I love this yellow stripe. I actually had a dining room. My idea was to go for a French bistro look, and I did the solid was like a solid butter yellow up at the top, and then I had a chair rail, and below the chair rail it was yellow and white striped. That was in our little 100-year-old house that we renovated when we retired, and sold for way less than it was worth when we moved here. But the payoff there was we got to live with the grandkids instead of, let's see, would that be good there? Oh, I know what. Let's glue that down with one of the bramble fox leaves like that. Okay, I'm going to glue it on first, and then I'll put the bramble fox leaf it has that curve to it, which I love.